Every night, as the world grows silent and our eyes surrender to darkness, another world awakens, an invisible theater of symbols, images, and emotions that dances in the vast landscape of the mind. This is the secret world of dreams, where the conscious and the subconscious meet in whispered conversation, and the soul speaks in a language beyond words. Dreams are not mere random firings of a sleeping brain. They are coded messages from the deeper self, guidance, revelation, and reflection, all wrapped in symbolic form. Within them lie answers to questions we've not yet learned to ask, insights into fears we've not yet faced, and visions of possibilities our waking mind is too distracted to see. Every dream you have carries a unique vibration, a frequency tuned to your personal story, your hidden desires, and your spiritual evolution. Ancient civilizations understood this truth. The Egyptians recorded their dreams on temple walls, believing them to be divine messages from the gods. The Greeks built dream temples where the sick would sleep, hoping to be healed through sacred visions. The Bible, too, is filled with dreamers, Joseph, Daniel, and others, whose dreams reshaped the destiny of nations. In the East, mystics and sages treated dreams as portals through which the higher consciousness revealed cosmic truths. Modern psychology, led by pioneers like Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung, rediscovered what the ancients knew, that dreams are not illusions but windows into the unconscious. They show us the unspoken thoughts, unhealed wounds, and untapped potential within us. Freud called them the royal road to the unconscious. Jung saw them as messages from the soul, filled with archetypal symbols that connect each of us to the collective wisdom of humanity. Yet beyond analysis and theory, dreams hold a practical power, a power to heal, to guide, and to transform. When interpreted correctly, they reveal patterns that can help us make wiser decisions, overcome inner conflicts, and even foresee opportunities before they unfold. Every recurring image, every mysterious stranger, every flight through the skies or fall into the abyss, these are not random events. They are clues, like cosmic breadcrumbs, leading you back to your center of truth and strength. This audiobook is your invitation to rediscover the sacred art of dream interpretation. You will learn to listen to your dreams, to decode their hidden language, and to awaken the wisdom they carry. As you flip through the chapters, you will see how the nighttime visions you once ignored or dismissed are, in fact, your soul's private conversation with you, its way of leading you toward healing, balance, and personal power. To understand your dreams is to understand yourself. To master their language is to awaken the dreamer within, the conscious creator of your reality. So tonight, as you drift into sleep, remember, your dreams are not random, they are revelations. The universe is speaking to you in symbols, and when you learn to listen, you gain access to the most powerful guide you will ever know, your own subconscious mind. The hidden language of dreams. Interpret your nighttime visions for personal power. Written and published by the Zillion Pro. Chapter 1. The Secret World of Dreams. When you close your eyes and drift into sleep, you step across an invisible threshold into another dimension of existence. A world governed not by physical laws, but by symbols, sensations, and emotions. This is the secret world of dreams, a vast and ever-shifting landscape where time bends, logic dissolves, and the soul finds its voice. In this realm, your consciousness roams freely beyond the constraints of your waking life. You can fly without wings, speak to those who have long departed, relive childhood moments, or face fears you never knew existed. Dreams are not mere figments of imagination. They are the language of the subconscious mind, and the soul's chosen medium of communication. Every image, every sound, every feeling is a message, carefully coded and delivered through the symbols of the night. The dual nature of dreaming, science and spirit. Modern science explains dreaming as a neurological process, the brain's way of organizing thoughts, processing emotions, and storing memories. During the REM, rapid eye movement, stage of sleep, electrical patterns in the brain mirror waking consciousness, and vivid imagery floods the mind. Scientists say this helps maintain emotional balance and mental clarity. But science only explains the mechanism, not the mystery. The deeper essence of dreaming lies beyond the microscope. The mystics tell us that dreams are journeys of the soul, excursions into the astral and spiritual planes where our higher self communes with divine intelligence. What psychology calls the unconscious, ancient wisdom calls the inner temple. What we call sleep, the mystics call returning home. Both views are true, and together they reveal the full wonder of the dreaming experience. The brain is the instrument, but the soul is the musician. The dream as a mirror of the mind. Dreams reflect your current state of being, emotional, mental, and spiritual. They are mirrors that reveal what lies beneath the surface of your daily awareness. A recurring dream may expose a pattern you've ignored, a buried fear, or a calling that demands your attention. If you dream of running but never reaching your destination, perhaps your waking life mirrors that endless chase, striving, yet feeling stuck. If you dream of falling, it may reflect a loss of control or a deep-seated insecurity. When you dream of light, of flight, or of open doors, your soul may be signaling liberation, revelation, and readiness for change. Dreams never lie. They reveal truth with poetic precision, using the language of metaphor to bypass your rational mind and speak directly to your intuition. Ordinary dreams, lucid dreams, and prophetic dreams. There are three primary kinds of dreams. 1. Ordinary dreams. These reflect your thoughts, emotions, and daily experiences. They help the mind process unfinished business, emotional residue, or daily anxieties. 2. Lucid dreams. In these, you become aware that you are dreaming. You can influence events, explore your imagination, and even gain conscious insight while asleep. Lucid dreaming opens the door to conscious co-creation. 3. Prophetic or spiritual dreams. These transcend personal psychology and connect to higher realms of awareness. They can reveal future possibilities, divine warnings, or universal truths. Such dreams come with a unique clarity and emotional resonance that feels sacred and unforgettable. The night as a sacred classroom. Each night, as the body rests, the soul studies. It reviews the lessons of the day, replays the emotional scenes, and teaches through symbols what the waking mind failed to understand. This is why paying attention to your dreams is one of the most profound forms of self-education. In the stillness of sleep, your soul becomes the teacher, and your dreams become the textbooks of wisdom. Through them, you can heal emotional wounds, receive creative ideas, reconnect with lost parts of yourself, and even solve real-life problems. The hidden power in remembering. The tragedy of modern life is that we sleep but do not listen. We dream but do not remember. Each morning, countless messages fade like mist under the sun, forgotten insights that could have guided our choices and shaped our destiny. To reclaim the power of your dreams, you must first honor them. Begin by telling yourself before sleep, "Tonight I will remember my dreams." Keep a journal by your bedside. The moment you awaken, write down whatever you recall, images, emotions, fragments, or symbols. Over time, a pattern will emerge, and you will begin to see how your soul has been speaking to you all along. The world of dreams is not a fantasy. It is a sacred mirror reflecting who you are, who you have been, and who you are becoming. When you learn to read its language, you unlock the map to your inner world, a world where wisdom whispers in symbols, and the soul reveals its deepest truth. Chapter 2. The Psychology and Spiritual Science of Dreaming. Every dream you have is a bridge between two worlds, the psychological and the spiritual. One is the world of the mind, shaped by memory, emotion, and desire. The other is the world of the spirit, animated by intuition, divine wisdom, and universal truth. To truly understand dreams, one must learn to see through both lenses, the science that explains how dreams arise and the mystery that reveals why they matter. Dreams are where psychology meets spirituality, where the unconscious mind and the higher self converse in symbols. They are the meeting point of your human and divine nature. The psychological perspective, the mind's mirror. Modern psychology, pioneered by figures like Sigmund Freud and Carl Gustav Jung, reawakened humanity's interest in the dream world. Freud called dreams the royal road to the unconscious, believing they were disguised expressions of repressed desires and unresolved conflicts. To him, every dream was a coded wish, veiled in symbols that protected the dreamer from emotional overload. Jung, Freud's student-turned-visionary, expanded this view. He saw dreams not merely as psychological leftovers, but as purposeful communications from the deeper layers of the psyche. Jung introduced the idea of the collective unconscious, a vast inner reservoir of shared human symbols, myths, and archetypes. In this space, dreams connect us to something far greater than our individual selves. Jung taught that through dreams, the psyche strives for balance, a process he called individuation, the journey toward wholeness. The dream, therefore, is not random. It is the mind's attempt to heal, to harmonize, and to integrate the fragmented parts of our being. When you dream of water, fire, or light, you're not simply seeing images. You are encountering archetypes, universal forces of transformation. A flood might represent emotional overwhelm. A fire could signify purification or passion. A radiant light might symbolize awakening or divine guidance. Psychology gives us the map, but not the entire terrain. For that, we must turn to the spiritual dimension, the science of the soul. The spiritual perspective, the soul's language. Long before psychology named the unconscious, ancient mystics explored the inner worlds through dreams. They knew that during sleep, the soul loosens its attachment to the physical body and journeys into subtle dimensions of existence. In the ancient Egyptian tradition, dreams were messages from the gods, sacred communications meant to guide, heal, or warn. Temples known as houses of sleep were built for dream incubation, where seekers prayed to receive divine visions. In the Bible, dreams were divine instruments of revelation. Joseph interpreted Pharaoh's dreams to foretell famine and prosperity. Daniel revealed the hidden meanings of Nebuchadnezzar's visions. Even the birth of Jesus was guided by a dream sent to Joseph. In the Hindu and Buddhist traditions, dreams are regarded as reflections of Maya, the illusionary nature of reality. They teach that the waking world and the dream world are not opposites but mirrors. What is seen in dreams can reveal karmic lessons, spiritual tests, or glimpses of higher realms. In Islamic mysticism, dreams are seen as one of the 46 parts of prophecy, a continuation of divine communication. The Prophet Muhammad himself received many spiritual insights through dreams, which were later interpreted as guidance for the Ummah community. The spiritual science of dreaming teaches us that while the mind dreams for healing, the soul dreams for awakening. Dreams as a dialogue between dimensions. Every dream is a dialogue, a conversation between your personal consciousness and the infinite intelligence that animates the universe. The images you see at night are the symbols through which this dialogue unfolds. When psychology speaks of the unconscious, spirituality calls it the inner temple. When neuroscience speaks of REM cycles, mysticism speaks of astral travel. These are different languages describing the same sacred process, the journey of awareness beyond the limitations of waking life. Dreams show you not only what you are thinking, but what your soul is becoming. They connect your human story to your spiritual evolution. The purpose of dreams, healing and integration. Dreams serve two sacred functions, to heal and to awaken. They heal by allowing the subconscious mind to release suppressed emotions and unresolved trauma. They awaken by revealing insights that your rational mind cannot grasp. A nightmare, for example, may seem frightening, but it is often a healing dream, a dramatized version of an internal struggle seeking resolution. A recurring dream signals a lesson that has not yet been learned. A blissful dream of light or ascension indicates alignment with higher consciousness. Every dream is a mirror, showing you what needs attention, what needs to be embraced, and what must be transformed. The bridge between Freud and the mystics. Science tells us that dreams emerge from the neural orchestra of the sleeping brain. Spirituality tells us that the same process is used by the soul to transmit divine wisdom. The truth lies not in choosing one over the other, but in understanding that both are valid expressions of the same mystery. The brain provides the canvas, the spirit paints the image. You are both the dreamer and the interpreter, both the scientist and the mystic. The psychology of dreaming explains the process, but the spirituality of dreaming gives it meaning. When the two unite, understanding becomes revelation. Yes. Chapter 3. Decoding the symbolic language of dreams. Every night the soul speaks in symbols. It doesn't use words or logic but a living language of images, emotions, and metaphors. A river flowing through a valley, a door opening to light, a serpent shedding its skin. These are not random pictures. They are messages written in the oldest tongue known to humankind, the language of symbols. To understand your dreams, you must learn to interpret this secret vocabulary. Just as a musician learns to hear notes and chords, the dreamer must learn to read the patterns and meanings hidden in images. Once you master this, your dreams become a map, a guide revealing your inner state, your path of evolution, and the forces shaping your destiny. The symbolic nature of dreams. Dreams speak in symbols because the subconscious mind communicates through imagery, not through rational thought. In waking life, we use words to describe feelings. In dreams, feelings become pictures. If you dream of drowning, your subconscious may be saying, "I feel overwhelmed." If you dream of flying, it might mean, "I feel liberated." Symbols are the bridge between emotion and understanding. They allow the soul to express what the conscious mind struggles to articulate. Each symbol in a dream carries a frequency, a specific emotional vibration. To interpret it correctly, you must feel its essence rather than merely analyze it. Ask yourself, what emotion did I feel in the dream? And what does this image remind me of in my waking life? Often, your first intuitive answer is the right one. Universal symbols versus personal symbols. Dreams have both universal and personal meanings. Universal symbols are shared across all cultures and times. They are part of the collective unconscious that Carl Jung described, archetypal images inherited from humanity's shared experience. For example, water represents emotions, intuition, or spiritual cleansing. Fire symbolizes passion, destruction, or transformation. Light stands for knowledge, truth, or divine revelation. Journey represents growth or the pursuit of purpose. Death often symbolizes endings, transitions, or rebirth, not physical death. Personal symbols, however, are unique to you. They arise from your individual experiences and emotional associations. If a dog once bit you as a child, dreaming of a dog may represent fear or betrayal. But to someone who grew up with a beloved pet, the same image may signify loyalty and love. True dream interpretation lies in balancing both dimensions, recognizing universal meanings while honoring your personal context. The emotional key, feeling as meaning. Emotion is the decoder ring of dreams. The image itself is only half the message. The emotion attached to it reveals the rest. For instance, dreaming of a storm can mean turmoil, but if you feel peace during the storm, it may symbolize powerful change or renewal. Seeing a locked door may represent limitation, but if you find the key, it means breakthrough or opportunity. Dreaming of a stranger could be your subconscious projecting an aspect of yourself you haven't yet met, a talent, a shadow, or a hidden desire. Always ask, what did I feel? What was happening before and after that emotion? Dreams are emotional narratives disguised as imagery. The hidden power of archetypes. Archetypes are timeless characters or themes that appear in dreams, myths, and sacred stories. They are the building blocks of the collective unconscious, the universal energies that shape human behavior and destiny. Some of the most common archetypes that visit dreams include: the hero represents courage, growth, and the call to adventure. The shadow embodies repressed emotions, fears, or impulses that seek integration. The wise old man-woman symbolizes inner wisdom, guidance, or divine counsel. The child represents innocence, new beginnings, or vulnerability. The anima animus, the inner feminine or masculine aspects of your psyche. The trickster, disruption, chaos, or the hidden lesson behind confusion. Recognizing which archetype appears in your dream helps you understand what aspect of your psyche is currently active. Dreams do not just tell stories, they reveal which inner forces are at play in your consciousness. How to decode symbols, a simple formula. You can train yourself to interpret dream symbols accurately through a simple reflective process. 1. Write down the dream immediately after waking. Include every detail, colors, emotions, objects, and sensations. 2. Reflect. Ask what each symbol reminds you of personally. Trust your intuition. 3. Relate. Connect the dream to your current life situation. What issue, challenge, or emotion mirrors the dream's theme? 4. Reveal. Look for the lesson or message. What truth is your subconscious or higher self trying to reveal? Over time, you'll begin to notice patterns, recurring symbols, colors, or themes that reveal your inner journey. Common dream symbols and their meanings. While every symbol must be understood in context, certain images appear frequently and have consistent spiritual or psychological meanings. Falling, loss of control, insecurity, or surrender to a higher power. Flying, freedom, achievement, or spiritual ascent. Teeth falling out, anxiety about loss, communication, or personal power. Being chased, avoidance of a problem, fear of confrontation, or unresolved guilt. Water, emotional healing or cleansing. Fire, passion, transformation or purification. Doors or gates, new opportunities or spiritual transitions. Mirror, self-reflection or facing the truth within. Animals, instincts or raw energies. For example, a lion symbolizes courage, a snake transformation, a bird spiritual elevation. These are not rigid meanings, but starting points. True understanding comes when you interpret them through the lens of your personal story. The more fluent you become in the language of symbols, the more your dreams will speak to you, clearly, directly, and profoundly. Chapter 4. The Dreamer's Toolkit, Techniques for Remembering and Recording Dreams. The first step in understanding your dreams is to remember them. Dreams are messages written in the ink of the subconscious, yet most people wake up each morning with only faint traces of those messages, like words fading from a chalkboard in the rain. The wisdom of your night visions is often lost not because the soul refuses to speak, but because the conscious mind forgets to listen. Learning to recall, record, and reflect on your dreams is a sacred practice, a form of inner listening that opens the door to self-discovery, intuition, and spiritual guidance. This chapter will equip you with the tools and rituals needed to awaken your dream memory and turn fleeting images into powerful revelations. Prepare the mind, the power of intention before sleep. Dream recall begins before you close your eyes. Your subconscious mind responds to the instructions you give it. By setting a clear intention before sleep, you signal to your inner self that you are ready to receive and remember. Before bed, speak softly to yourself or write in your journal. Tonight I will remember my dreams. I will wake with clarity and insight. This simple affirmation activates your reticular system, the part of the brain that filters what you retain from experience. Over time, it trains your awareness to bridge the gap between the dream world and waking life. You can also visualize yourself waking in the morning and writing down your dreams with ease and clarity. Imagination plants the seed of remembrance. The environment, creating a dream sanctuary. Your sleeping environment affects the quality and recall of your dreams. The subconscious thrives in calm, uncluttered, and energetically balanced spaces. Reduce noise and light. Darkness invites deeper REM sleep, the phase where most vivid dreaming occurs. Keep a notebook and pen beside your bed. A dream forgotten in the first few minutes after waking is often gone forever. Avoid heavy meals or intoxicants before bed. They interfere with the delicate rhythm of your brain's sleep cycles. Use gentle aromatherapy or soft music. Scents like lavender or sandalwood help ease the mind into receptivity. Your bedroom becomes a temple of dreaming, a sacred space where the bridge between worlds opens. The first minutes after waking, the gateway of memory. When you awaken, do not move immediately. Stay still, with your eyes closed, and remain in the same position you were in when you awoke. This is crucial because dream memories are stored in fragile short-term circuits that can vanish the moment your attention shifts. Let the dream replay in your mind, gently recalling details, colors, sounds, people, emotions, or any peculiar sensations. Even if you only remember fragments, write them down immediately. Over time, small fragments form larger patterns. If you wake suddenly without memory of a dream, ask yourself, what was I feeling just now? Emotional residue often triggers the retrieval of forgotten imagery. Keeping a dream journal, the sacred record. Your dream journal is not just a diary. It is your personal scripture of the soul. It documents the dialogue between your conscious mind and the deeper intelligence guiding your life. Here, how to use it effectively. Write immediately upon waking. Even a few keywords can help you reconstruct the dream later. Record details. Include symbols, emotions, actions, colors, locations, and recurring elements. Give your dream a title. This helps you summarize the essence of the message. Note your feelings upon waking. The emotional tone often reveals the core meaning. Leave space for later interpretation. Insight often comes hours or days later when patterns emerge. Date every entry. Over time, review your journal to find recurring symbols or themes. They form your personal dream vocabulary. Dream triggers, enhancing recall naturally. Certain practices can increase dream frequency and vividness. Mindful hydration. Drink a glass of water before bed while setting the intention to wake up remembering your dreams. The natural urge to awaken briefly during the night often coincides with a recall window. Meditation before sleep. A few minutes of slow breathing or silent reflection calms the mind and tunes awareness to subtler states. Affirmations. Repeat, I will dream, I will remember. Visualization. Picture yourself entering a serene dream landscape. This primes the mind for lucidity and recall. Consistent sleep patterns. Going to bed and waking at the same time regulates REM cycles and improves dream stability. Recording otherworldly or lucid experiences. If you experience lucid dreams, out-of-body sensations, or vivid spiritual encounters, treat them with special respect. Record them in greater detail. What triggered lucidity, what you saw, how you felt, and what insight you gained. Lucid dreams often carry teaching symbols or spiritual lessons that can be lost if not written immediately. Many ancient seers believed that the gods or ancestors used lucid states to convey higher knowledge to the receptive soul. Interpreting patterns and signs. After several weeks of journaling, you will notice patterns, recurring places, faces, or symbols that form your unique spiritual lexicon. Ask yourself, why does this symbol keep appearing? What aspect of my waking life does it reflect? How do I feel whenever this image returns? These patterns are the fingerprints of your subconscious. They reveal your soul's ongoing dialogue with you, its attempts to teach, heal, and guide. Dream rituals for deeper connection. If you wish to make dream work a consistent spiritual discipline, introduce sacred rituals. Burn incense or light a candle before sleep as a signal to your subconscious. Say a short prayer or affirmation, inviting divine guidance through dreams. Meditate on a specific question you want answered. Write it down and upon waking, review your dream for responses. This process, known as dream incubation, was practiced in temples of Asclepius, in early Christian monasteries, and in Sufi and native traditions. Through it, dreamers received revelations about healing, relationships, and destiny. Trusting the process. Remember, patience is key. Some nights your dreams may be vivid and profound, other nights vague or empty. This fluctuation is natural. What matters is not the quantity of dreams but your relationship with them. The more you honor them, the more they will reveal themselves. As you cultivate this practice, you'll begin to notice that your inner and outer worlds start aligning. Your intuition sharpens, synchronicities increase, and life begins to feel like a dream unfolding consciously. Dreams are not a luxury of the night. They are a daily conversation between your soul and the universe. Recording them is how you keep that conversation alive. The act of writing your dreams is an act of reverence, a declaration that you are listening to the voice within. Chapter 5. The Shadow and the Dream, Meeting Your Hidden Self. Every dream has two sides, the one you see and the one that hides behind it. The visible story, filled with faces, places, and actions, is what your conscious mind can grasp. But beneath that visible layer lies the invisible, the emotional current, the suppressed memory, the unacknowledged truth. It is here that the shadow lives. The shadow is a term made famous by the Swiss psychologist Carl Jung, but its essence is far older than modern psychology. It represents the hidden side of your personality, the aspects of yourself that you deny, repress, or fear. It is the part of you that you don't show the world and often don't even admit to yourself. Yet the shadow is not your enemy. It is your mirror, and dreams are its language. In your dreams, the shadow often wears masks. It can appear as a threatening stranger, a monster chasing you, a dark figure watching from the distance, or even a version of yourself behaving in ways that shock you. These are not omens of evil, they are invitations. The shadow comes to show you what you have buried, to bring into awareness the emotions and truths you've locked away. When you dream of being pursued, it is often your shadow that chases you, not to harm, but to be acknowledged. When you face conflict or betrayal in your dreams, you are meeting the unintegrated parts of your psyche that long to be reconciled. Every confrontation is a conversation. Every dark image is an expression of the self-seeking integration. From a psychological standpoint, shadow dreams help us uncover repressed fears, guilt, desires, and unresolved trauma. Spiritually, they act as cleansing fires, burning away illusions and pushing us toward inner balance. The dream world is neutral. It does not judge. It only reveals what is. To meet your shadow is to walk the path of wholeness. Avoiding it keeps you fragmented, forever battling unseen forces within. But facing it brings peace, creativity, and emotional strength. It is in the confrontation with your darkness that you discover your deepest light. So the next time you wake from a disturbing dream, resist the urge to dismiss or fear it. Instead, ask, what part of me is seeking to be seen? Write it down, explore its message, and look for the emotion beneath the image. The shadow always speaks in symbols, but it speaks truth. To embrace your shadow is not to dwell in darkness. It is to reclaim your hidden power. Because only when you are brave enough to look into your own depths can you rise to the full height of your being. Chapter 6. The Prophetic and Precognitive Dreams. There are moments when dreams seem to stretch beyond the limits of time. You awaken from sleep with a vivid image, a conversation, or a place you've never seen, only to encounter it days, weeks, or months later in waking life. These are prophetic or precognitive dreams, glimpses of the future whispered through the veil of sleep. For thousands of years, humanity has revered such dreams as divine communication. Ancient kings, prophets, and mystics received warnings and guidance through them. In the Bible, Joseph foresaw 7 years of plenty followed by 7 years of famine. The Greeks and Romans sought counsel from oracles whose dreams were believed to be messages from the gods. Even modern history is filled with accounts of people who dreamt of disasters or events before they happened. From a spiritual perspective, prophetic dreams reveal the interconnected nature of all existence. In the higher planes of consciousness, time does not flow linearly. It unfolds like a vast field where past, present, and future coexist. When the soul enters this realm during deep sleep, it can perceive vibrations of events yet to materialize. The subconscious, unbound by the laws of time, translates these vibrations into symbolic visions. From a psychological viewpoint, some precognitive dreams may arise from heightened intuition. The subconscious mind constantly processes more information than our waking mind can handle. It detects subtle patterns, emotional undercurrents, and energetic shifts long before the conscious mind notices. Thus, a dream of what is to come may not always be supernatural. It may simply be your intuition predicting outcomes based on hidden data. Prophetic dreams often carry a distinct feeling, an aura of clarity and intensity that sets them apart from ordinary dreams. They may come with strong emotions, luminous colors, or an unmistakable sense of certainty. Many people awaken from such dreams with the inner knowing that this one matters. However, discernment is key. Not every dream of the future is literal. Many prophetic dreams are symbolic prophecies. Their language speaks in metaphors rather than facts. For example, dreaming of a collapsing bridge may not foretell a physical accident but could represent the breakdown of a relationship or business partnership. The future in dreams is often shaped by the meanings we assign, and sometimes the dream comes not to predict, but to prepare. To understand your prophetic dreams. 1. Record them immediately. Note every detail, color, and emotion. 2. Look for recurring symbols. Repeated images may signify a pattern or warning. 3. Observe real-life parallels, events, people, or circumstances that resonate with your dream. 4. Stay neutral. Interpret without fear or superstition. The dream's message often unfolds naturally. 5. Pray or meditate for insight. Align your intuition with divine wisdom for clearer understanding. Prophetic dreams are not meant to make us fearful. They are invitations to become more conscious of the unseen threads that weave our destiny. They remind us that life is not random, that a deeper intelligence, a cosmic order, operates through every experience. When we learn to interpret such dreams with wisdom and humility, we step into partnership with that intelligence. The future no longer surprises us. It reveals itself through symbols, preparing us to act with awareness and grace. To dream prophetically is to touch eternity, to see not with the eyes of the body, but with the eyes of the soul. Chapter 7. The Language of Love, Loss, and Desire. Dreams are the secret diary of the heart. Beneath their mysterious symbols and shifting landscapes lies the emotional core of our existence: love, loss, and desire. These three forces shape the majority of our dreams because they are the deepest movements of the human soul. Love binds us, loss breaks us, and desire drives us. And in the silent world of dreams, these emotions find a voice unfiltered by logic or restraint. When you dream of someone you love, it is not always that person who visits you. It is your feeling for them taking form. Dreams of affection, connection, or reunion often reflect the longing for emotional completion, for union with what you perceive as missing in waking life. These dreams can bring comfort, but they can also awaken old wounds, reminding you of what once was or what you wish could be. Dreams of loss are equally profound. The pain of separation, betrayal, or death often finds its way into the dream realm not to torment you, but to heal you. The subconscious uses dreams to help the heart process grief that the waking mind cannot bear. You may dream of a departed loved one, not as a ghost, but as a messenger of peace, a reminder that love transcends the boundaries of time and flesh. Many people awaken from such dreams feeling comforted, as though they had truly met that person again. In spiritual terms, they might have. Desire, too, has its own language in dreams. It is the energy of creation, the longing of the soul to experience fullness. Sexual or romantic dreams are rarely just about physical attraction. They often symbolize the integration of energies within the union of masculine and feminine principles, action and intuition, giving and receiving. In mysticism, this is known as the sacred marriage, the alchemical merging that births higher consciousness. Sometimes these dreams reveal unmet emotional needs, suppressed passions, or unresolved attachments. They can mirror the areas of your life where you crave expression, intimacy, or acknowledgement. The partner in such a dream may not represent another person at all, but an aspect of yourself waiting to be embraced, your creativity, confidence, or compassion. To interpret dreams of love, loss, and desire, you must listen not to the story, but to the feeling beneath it. Ask yourself, what emotion dominated the dream? Who or what did I feel connected to or separated from? What longing, regret, or fulfillment did it stir within me? These emotions are the map to your inner landscape. They reveal where your heart is still healing, where your soul is reaching, and where your spirit is calling for reconciliation. In the end, all dreams of love and loss point toward the same truth, that the soul's greatest desire is to remember its oneness. Love is the dream that never ends. Loss is the illusion that it could. To dream of love is to remember who you truly are, a being of infinite connection. To dream of loss is to awaken to compassion. And to dream of desire is to feel the pulse of creation moving through you, guiding you toward wholeness. Dreams speak this language not to confuse you, but to awaken you, to help you understand that love, even when broken, is never lost. It simply changes form, leading you ever closer to the light of your true self. Chapter 8: Lucid Dreaming, the Art of Conscious Creation. Imagine waking up inside your dream, aware that you are dreaming yet still within the dream itself. You look around, feel the air, see the colors, and realize, I can shape this world. You take flight, walk through walls, summon light with a thought. The impossible bends to your will. This is lucid dreaming, the art of becoming conscious within your own subconscious. Lucid dreaming is not fantasy. It is a real and profound state of awareness where the dreamer becomes both the observer and the creator. In this state, the mind awakens within the dream, blurring the boundary between sleeping and waking consciousness. The ancient Tibetan Buddhists called it dream yoga, a sacred practice of using the dream world as a training ground for enlightenment. From a scientific perspective, lucid dreaming occurs during REM, rapid eye movement sleep, when the brain's prefrontal cortex, associated with reasoning and self-awareness, becomes active. In ordinary dreams, this region remains subdued, which is why we accept absurd situations without question. But in lucid dreams, the rational mind awakens just enough to realize this is a dream, while the body remains deeply asleep. From a spiritual perspective, lucid dreaming is a glimpse into divine co-creation. It shows us that reality, whether in sleep or in waking life, is pliable, shaped by intention, emotion, and belief. The dream world becomes a living metaphor for conscious living. When you learn to shape your dream, you begin to understand that you can also shape your life. Lucid dreaming offers profound opportunities for self-discovery, healing, and transformation. Within this conscious dreamscape, you can confront fears by meeting them face to face and transforming them into allies. Communicate with inner guides or archetypal figures who hold the wisdom of your higher self. Rehearse real-life situations, from public speaking to creative performance, with total emotional realism. Explore spiritual dimensions where symbolic or mystical revelations occur. Manifest healing by visualizing radiant energy or light within your dream body. The journey toward lucid dreaming begins with awareness. To awaken inside your dreams, you must first awaken within your waking life. Cultivate mindfulness. Question reality. Notice patterns. The more conscious you become during the day, the more likely you are to awaken in the dream. Here are practical steps to develop lucid dreaming. 1. Keep a dream journal. Record every dream upon waking. This trains memory and awareness. 2. Perform reality checks. Throughout the day, ask yourself, am I dreaming? Look at your hands or a clock. In dreams, they often appear distorted. 3. Set an intention before sleep. Repeat silently. Tonight, I will realize I am dreaming. 4. Use the mild technique. Mnemonic induction of lucid dreams. Visualize becoming lucid as you drift into sleep. 5. Stay calm when lucidity occurs. Excitement can wake you. Breathe deeply and stabilize the dream by touching objects or spinning slowly. At first, lucid dreams may be brief, but with practice, you can extend and deepen them. The key is emotional control, remaining centered in curiosity rather than excitement or fear. The more grounded your awareness, the clearer and more stable the dream becomes. Chapter 9. The Archetypal Dream Symbols, the Hidden Keys. Every dream is a doorway and every symbol is a key. To the untrained eye, dreams may appear chaotic and senseless, but to the awakened dreamer they form a universal code, a sacred alphabet through which the soul communicates. This symbolic language is not random. It is deeply ancient, shared across cultures and generations. The images that populate your dreams, water, fire, animals, journeys, strangers, are archetypes, the timeless patterns of the human psyche. The Swiss psychologist Carl Gustav Jung described archetypes as primordial images, innate symbols imprinted in the collective unconscious of humanity. They are the building blocks of myth, religion, and art, the common threads that unite all people beneath the surface of cultural difference. When you dream, you are not merely seeing private imagery. You are touching the vast ocean of collective memory, drawing from symbols that humanity has known since the beginning of time. Think of a dream as a coded message from your deeper self, written in the alphabet of archetypes. When you learn to interpret this language, you begin to see the hidden order within the apparent chaos of your mind. Common archetypal symbols and their deeper meanings. 1. Water, the unconscious and emotional flow. Water represents the depth of the soul. Calm water mirrors inner peace. Turbulent water reveals emotional unrest. To swim is to navigate your feelings. To drown is to be overwhelmed by them. Water dreams invite emotional honesty and purification. 2. Fire, transformation and passion. Fire is the symbol of purification, destruction, and rebirth. It burns away illusion and reveals truth. Dreaming of fire often signifies a powerful change, an inner purification or awakening of energy. 3. The house, the self. Every room in a dream house represents a different aspect of your personality. The basement holds repressed memories. The attic stores higher thoughts or forgotten wisdom. A locked door means there's something within you not yet ready to be explored. 4. The journey, life's spiritual path. Traveling in dreams, whether by road, train, or flight, symbolizes the progress of your soul's journey. Delays or obstacles mirror life's challenges. Clear passage indicates alignment with purpose. 5. Death, transformation, not ending. To dream of death rarely means literal death. It often marks the end of an old phase and the birth of a new one. The psyche speaks in the language of renewal, not tragedy. 6. Animals, instinct and inner power. Animals represent primal forces within you. A lion may symbolize courage. A snake may represent hidden wisdom or transformation. A bird, the freedom of spirit. The way you interact with the animal shows how you relate to your instincts. 7. The stranger, the unrecognized self. The unknown person in your dream is often a reflection of the parts of yourself you haven't yet met or integrated. Sometimes this stranger is the voice of your higher self. Other times, the the shadow self seeking recognition. 8. The child, innocence and potential. A child in a dream represents purity, creativity, and beginnings. It may symbolize an emerging idea, a new emotional birth, or a call to reconnect with your authentic joy. 9. Flight, freedom, and spiritual ascension. Flying dreams are among the most exhilarating. They represent liberation, transcendence, and the expansion of consciousness. They remind you that you are not bound by the gravity of limitation. 10. Light, revelation, and divine illumination. Whenever light appears, whether as sunlight, firelight, or radiant aura, it symbolizes truth, understanding, and divine presence. It is the mind's way of announcing awakening. Archetypal symbols are not confined to one interpretation. Their meanings shift according to your emotions, personal experiences, and life context. A snake may mean healing to one person and fear to another. The key is to feel the energy of the symbol rather than to analyze it intellectually. To work with archetypal symbols. 1. Record your dreams immediately. Symbols fade quickly after waking. 2. Identify the dominant image. What stood out most strongly in emotion or detail? 3. Ask the symbol a question. What do you want me to understand? Then listen inwardly. 4. Observe recurring patterns. These reveal ongoing themes in your inner life. 5. Meditate on the symbol, visualize it, breathe with it, and allow its meaning to unfold intuitively. When you learn the symbolic language of the psyche, dreams become your greatest teachers. They show you where your energy flows, what needs healing, and where your soul is guiding you next. Every symbol is a map to the self. Every archetype is a mirror of your divine nature. To interpret them is to open the hidden vault of wisdom within you, the place where heaven and the subconscious meet. And when that door opens, you realize you were never just dreaming, you were remembering the eternal story written within the human soul. Chapter 10. Healing Through Dreams. Sleep is not only a time of rest, it is a sacred hour of repair. While the body lies still, the soul becomes active, mending wounds, restoring balance, and cleansing the mind of its emotional residue. In the hidden laboratory of the night, dreams become instruments of healing, weaving together the fragments of the self into wholeness once again. Dreams are the psyche's way of speaking the language of restoration. Every symbol, every emotion, every recurring scene holds within it a healing intent. The subconscious is both physician and therapist, guiding you toward release, integration, and renewal, if only you learn to listen. The psychology of inner repair. Psychologists have long observed that dreams help the mind process unresolved experiences. When we face emotional pain, trauma, or suppressed conflict, the conscious mind often resists acknowledgement. But the dreaming mind is fearless. It confronts what we avoid. In this nocturnal theater, buried memories rise to the surface in symbolic form, giving you a safe space to face what you could not in waking life. If you dream of falling, you may be releasing anxiety about loss of control. If you dream of being chased, your subconscious might be asking you to stop running from fear itself. If you dream of death, it may symbolize a transformation, a part of you that is ready to be reborn. The dream doesn't judge, it heals through revelation. In this way, the dream functions as the inner therapist, reframing your pain, offering closure, and teaching emotional resilience. The spiritual dimension of dream healing. Beyond psychology lies the mystical truth. Dreams are channels of divine energy. Many spiritual traditions teach that during deep sleep, the soul temporarily loosens its ties to the physical body and reconnects with the higher realms. It drinks from the wells of spiritual light, receiving renewal and insight. Healing dreams often carry this energy. They come not from the personal mind, but from the higher consciousness. In such dreams, you may encounter healers, teachers, or radiant beings of light who offer comfort or touch you with luminous hands. You may awaken with a sense of peace, clarity, or even physical relief. These are not illusions. They are visitations from your higher self or benevolent spiritual forces working through the medium of your dream. Sometimes the healing message comes symbolically. A dream of bathing in clear water, walking through fire unharmed, shedding old skin, or seeing wounds miraculously close. These are metaphors of renewal, purification, and transformation. The soul speaks in symbols because symbols bypass the intellect and reach directly into the heart. How to invite healing dreams. Healing dreams are not random. They can be consciously invited. Before sleep, you can set an intention to allow your subconscious and higher self to guide you toward restoration. Here are sacred practices to encourage healing through dreams. One evening intention before you sleep. Place your hand on your heart and say, "Tonight, I invite the wisdom of my dreams to heal, restore, and renew me. I am open to receive guidance and peace." 2. Dream journal for integration. Record your dreams the moment you awaken. Even fragmented images can carry healing energy when reflected upon. 3. Symbol meditation. If a healing symbol appears repeatedly, like water, light, or hands, meditate on it during the day. It will continue its work within you. 4. Affirm rest and forgiveness. Healing often comes when emotional burdens are released. Forgive, let go, and rest in gratitude before you sleep. 5. Listen to the emotion, not just the story. Healing dreams may not make logical sense, but the emotion they carry is the medicine. Feel it fully. It is how the psyche releases what it no longer needs. The dream as medicine for the soul. Healing dreams remind us that the human spirit is self-correcting. Just as the body knows how to close a wound, the soul knows how to restore its own harmony. The dream is its chosen tool, soft, mysterious, yet precise. In truth, every dream, pleasant or painful, is a step in the healing journey. Even nightmares, when understood, reveal the emotional toxins that need release. The moment you face them without fear, their power dissolves and gives way to light. The greatest healing of all comes from awareness, the realization that your dreams are not separate from you. They are your inner self calling you home, inviting you to integrate, to forgive, and to awaken. When you honor your dreams, you participate in your own restoration. When you record them, reflect on them, and act upon their guidance, you align with the deeper intelligence that governs life itself. Dreams are the whisper of the divine physician within, the timeless healer who never sleeps. So tonight, as you surrender to rest, trust the sacred work of the night. Let your dreams do what they were designed to do, heal you back to wholeness. Chapter 11. Interpreting Dreams for Decision-Making and Success. Dreams are not only reflections of our inner world, they are also instruments of guidance, strategy, and revelation. Across history, kings, prophets, and inventors have turned to their dreams for answers to life's most pressing questions. In this chapter, we explore how you can harness the interpretive power of your dreams to make wiser decisions, unlock hidden opportunities, and align your waking actions with the intelligence of your subconscious mind. Dreams as inner guidance systems. Every night, as your conscious mind rests, your subconscious continues to analyze, compare, and simulate possible futures. Dreams often contain coded messages that reveal the best path forward if you know how to listen. Sometimes they present symbolic warnings, other times intuitive confirmations. Recognizing this guidance requires sensitivity, openness, and a disciplined practice of reflection. When faced with uncertainty, your dreams can serve as a mirror, showing you what your rational mind overlooks. For instance, a recurring dream of missing a train may signal hesitation or fear of taking an opportunity, while flying freely may symbolize readiness to transcend limitations and pursue success fearlessly. Dream intelligence in historical context. History offers striking examples of decisions inspired by dreams. Abraham Lincoln dreamt of his own assassination days before it happened, a subconscious premonition that reflected the magnitude of his destiny. Elias Howe, the inventor of the sewing machine, received the crucial mechanical design in a dream. Alexander the Great claimed divine instructions in dreams that led him to victory in war. These examples reveal that dreams are not random. They can be strategic blueprints from higher or deeper dimensions of mind. Practical steps for decision dreaming. You can consciously engage your dreaming mind to seek answers. Try this process. 1. Set an intention before sleep. Formulate a specific question such as, "What path will lead me to success in this project?" 2. Visualize the question clearly. Imagine the decision you're facing as a scene or symbol. 3. Sleep with openness. Don't force the answer, let your subconscious do the work. 4. Record your dream immediately upon waking. Even fragments, colors, feelings, or sounds carry meaning. 5. Decode symbolically, not literally. Ask, what emotion or situation does this image represent in my waking life? With consistent practice, your dreams will become increasingly direct and insightful. Interpreting symbols for success and strategy. Certain dream symbols often relate to decisions and achievement. Paths or roads represent life direction and available choices. Keys or doors represent opportunities, access, or secrets being unlocked. Water represents emotional flow, clarity or confusion in decision-making. Mountains represents goals, challenges, and the strength to overcome. Light represents illumination, awareness, or divine insight. Dreams that emphasize clarity, open doors, or radiant light often signify readiness to move forward. Conversely, blocked paths or broken tools might indicate resistance, fear, or lack of preparation. Dream decision journaling. Keep a dream decision journal dedicated solely to life and career questions. Over time, you'll notice patterns, recurring imagery that corresponds to your real-world progress. When faced with difficult choices, reviewing past dreams can reveal cycles, lessons, and intuitive directions. You are effectively training your inner advisor, the deeper intelligence that sees beyond linear reasoning, to speak clearly through dreams. Dreams and the law of attraction. When you align dream consciousness with focused intention, your subconscious becomes a magnet for results. The dream world responds to dominant thoughts and emotions, offering reflections of what you are attracting. Positive imagery, such as abundance, triumph, or radiant light, suggests that your vibration matches success. Your task is to integrate that imagery consciously. Act as if your dream message is already reality, and the subconscious will reprogram your actions to fulfill it. Conclusion: the dreamer as strategist. The great secret of success is that it begins in the unseen realm, in the imagination and in the dream. Dreams allow you to test choices, foresee consequences, and receive inspiration from higher consciousness before taking action. When you learn to interpret your dreams with clarity and trust, every night becomes a strategic meeting with your inner genius. Your dreams stop being mysteries, they become your allies, guiding you toward wisdom, power, and success.